everyone, welcome back to another episode of PoldarkDish. I'm Marlise.
And I'm Elyse.
And today we're going to be dishing about Poldark Season 5.
Episode 3.
But first, a little recap. Ross and Demelza are playing kissy face on the cliffs of Cornwall.
But all is not well as Ballantyne sends Ross a letter from beyond the grave.
Ballantyne warns Ross to stay the hell away from Ned Despard.
Rosina Hovland is back with her scurvy-ridden little brother Tommy.
And her dad, Jack a Jackass, thinks it's time for 12-year-old Arthur to man up.
And get his slack ass down the mine.
Wormlegged is still seeing dead people.
Today, the role of Uncle Carrie will be played by Edmund Fry.
And now another episode of As the Worm Turns.
Elizabeth,
George.
I'm terribly concerned about young Valentine. He appears to be neglecting his studies.
There will be no dunces at Trenwith.
Indeed, there shall not be any dunces at Trenwith. Don't you agree with Elizabeth, Uncle Carrie?
Elizabeth's dead, isn't she?
What are you talking about? Elizabeth is right here. She's been speaking to you. She's in the chair, looking lovely as always.
Who the hell is she?
My goodness! There shall be no dunces at Trenwith, and as God is my witness, if that child has an ounce of worm-legged blood within him, he shall not be a dunce.
Tune in next time for As the Worm Turns.
Dr. Eye Candy's asked to head up the Royal Infirmary.
But first he has to consult with Cornwall's canine career counselor, Horace.
You know, this decision can be quite life-changing.
There's only one thing for it then. We'll have to ask Horace.
Horace, do you think Dr. Eye Candy should give up his patients?
What?
It's true. It will be rough
Very
for
rough,
everyone
very
involved.
rough.
Nevertheless, do you think he should accept the position?
Yep. Oh, that's a yes. I definitely think I heard a yes.
Yes. Thank you, Horace.
At a pub, Ross and Nutty Ned run into the maniacal monogamous Mahershala phenomena. Do 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 do. Manamana. Do 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 do. Manamana. Do 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 do. GC and CC think Mordrake are the picture of wedded bliss.
But Cece ain't interested in being anybody's old lady.
But Drake Higgs is like, don't worry, the right one will come along before you know it.
And deprive you of sex for the rest of your married life.
Mordrake.
George is having delusions of seeing Elizabeth and Ross together.
He can't take it anymore, so he grabs a gun.
He aims it at Ross and Elizabeth.
But it's Uncle Carrie.
He shoots!
Ah! He
He
misses.
misses.
Uncle Carrie has to lie to the Mahogany King that Wormlegged has gone north.
But there's an awful lot of noise coming from upstairs.
What is that noise?
It's, Valentine. Valentine, you kids, you know.
It makes a lot of noise for a 10-year-old.
He's bowling. Yeah, that's it. He's bowling with squirrels.
So many squirrels. It sounds like there's an army up there.
Well, he's captain of the team, the Cornwall Dunces.
Is that a horse?
No, it's their band. They've got band practice.
Sounds like a radiator. Is that a
Bowling
car breaking down?
No, it's his.
Is that an airplane landing? Tough Tess throws some shade at Demelza.
She says not everybody can flash their tits if they masters and become mistress of the house.
Oh my God, Kitty, can you get more winner? She is all shocked by the way I got my husband.
That woman is shocked.
Yeah.
Don't touch me in the morning, even though I've been married to Vika Toma. She is
know,
shocked.
right?
Oh my God.
She's all in the tizzy because I raised my station by dropping my drawers.
Oh yes,
All
wenches.
Wenches, yeah. I put the blue-green dress on, the green-blue dress on, and he was butter in my hand.
Hey, wait, just hold up a minute here. Was that dress not his mother's?
He had an edible thing.
Oh, but if he's all getting at a pussy on you, how are
And
you
a
gonna,
pussy edible, he ripped that thing right off with his teeth. So tell me, how did it go down with you?
Oh my God, just the usual way. He's sick as a dog. 14 days, 14 nights, I'm wiping his ass.
Oh, he's wiping ass.
15th day, bam, there's only one thing standing and I gotta play ring toss. So
Stop! Kitchen wenches! Ross and Demelza have a bedtime chat.
She reminisces about what a nasty-ass little urchin she was when Ross met her.
But he still took her to downtown Cornwall.
Ow!
If you know what I mean.
Demelza decides that the only thing separating the elites from the hoi polloi is learning their letters.
So she and Morwenna decide to open up Cornwall's little schoolhouse to teach the little ones their letters.
A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. Our tutors Morwenna and me teaching ABC. 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me, girl.
In the street, someone rudely hawks a loogie at Kitty.
Hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie.
So, Caroline decides to throw a party.
What kind of party?
Hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie, hawk a loogie.
You know what? It's going to take more than cakes and wine to broaden their narrow little minds. Caroline invites every pain in the ass in Cornwall to her Regency soiree.
And just as Kitty and Nutty Ned enter the room,
Some scumbag quack starts talking smack about anyone black.
ooh, the Turkish delight is gonna go flying.
Jack.
Morwenna confronts Lady Witless.
She wants to know how her son is, but Lady Witless is talk to the hand.
So Drake Cake says, get that stick out of your ass, woman, and talk to her about her son.
So she tells her John Conan never thinks about her. Kitty reveals that Nutty Ned bought her from Hanson's old boss.
And horrible Hanson had his way with her.
when she was 12!
Nutty Ned hears this and wants to take him down.
But Ross steps in instead.
Of course he does.
What's our motto?
No fighting.
What's my trigger word?
You're standing on my foot. Pan! Accident and wheel plenty, and there are kids trapped underground.
Including Jack and Jackass's son, Little Slackass.
Does Wormlegged know?
No, he's being bled out and leeched.
Very good, Mr. Wormlegged. This will relieve the melancholy congestion of the brain. And bleeding will expunge your animal spirits. Perhaps leeches then. Lots and lots of leeches. Jackass is pissed off that Slackass is trapped down below in the mines.
And he's blaming everybody but himself.
Jackass. Ross and Nutty Ned decide to take matters in their own hands.
And go down and save the miners themselves.
Demelza asks Ross, do you know how risky that is?
He says, shut up, bitch. This is season 5. Don't you know how this show works by now? I am Ross Poldark, and this is what I do.
Poldark.
Without a GPS, the men blast through the exact spot where the miners are trapped.
Inside the cave, they have to jump a huge-ass crevice.
They create a makeshift thing with pulleys and a stretcher
Pulley.
and a bridge and
Thing.
start pulling people out.
All of a sudden,
Ross finds Arthur and carries his little slack ass to safety.
mission accomplished. After a hard day of rescuing people down at the mines,
The boys are hungry for victuals and rum.
but Dr. Eye Candy disapproves of Nutty Ned's risk-taking. Jeffrey Charles finds a wandering Valentine down at the stables
So he brings him to Nampara to join the party.
to hang with his siblings, Clowens and Jeremy. Wormlegged is now strapped down to his bed. Things are awful.
The Madness of Sir George. Watch as Wormlegged escapes the ties that bind at Trenwith. Running desperately through the woods of Cornwall, past Downton Abbey, bringing him to Nampara, where he sees Ross playing with his son, Valentine.
Georgie, come on, jump.
Wormlegged ends up on the cliffs on the edge of despair.
Jump, dearest. Go ahead and jump. Jump.
Do you trust me, George? It is I, Candy, Dr. Eye Candy. Flap once for yes and 2 for no. We'll take that as a yes then. Put your arms down and allow me to take you home to Trenwith.
I have always relied on the kindness of strangers.
I have literally known you for 20 years.
It's the madness of Sir George.
I delivered both your children.
Back at Trenwith, Dr. Eye Candy tells Carrie to fire that quack,
You're fired.
Ross takes Valentine back home to Trenwith.
where nobody even knew he was gone,
Valentine asks Daddy if he can have another play date.
while Wormy watches from the window.
Wormlegged is planning his return. It's sponge bath time at Nampara.
SpongeBob No Pants.
Demelza is wondering what the hell kind of trouble they got themselves into with Nutty Ned.
Ned is volatile and a whack job. Should they tell Wickham?
Who the hell cares, woman? You got Cornwall's hottest man giving you a sponge bath. Whoa! Ross, get my back. Get my back. Right here. To left. A little lower. Left. A little lower. Lower.
Did you just make bubbles?
Rawr. Well, it's sponge bath time at Nampara.
But it's not Ross.
It's a fun time. It's a fun way to, yeah, but he was sponging us down. I like that. Okay, so we want to discuss whether or not Kitty was raped by Ned, because it played to me like she was. It was confusing because the dialogue insinuated her mother wanted her to be sold before.
She was debauched.
Exactly.
But then she was I was 12.
I was only 12.
So maybe he started debauching and didn't debauch all the way through.
But then
I don't know.
when Ned comes in, if I had heard that in any other place but my friend's home, like, you'd be dead.
And Ned has
Leading me to
supernatural
believe.
hearing because he can hear this from across the
Yeah,
room.
so I mean, I watched it over and over so that I can understand. Did he have his way with Kitty?
Or didn't he? I don't know.
Debbie, tell us.
Yeah, either way, he is really a nasty
You know,
piece
he
of work.
reminds me of a Black Jack Randall from Outlander.
Kind of, but
like not as, you know.
A little
I mean,
more
you see,
doughy, I think
You know,
you would
yeah,
say.
but still, he reminds me of that. In that
sleazy.
moment, it was
Yeah.
very kind of evil.
And he was so close to her, I was uncomfortable. Just
Yeah.
as a viewer, it's like, why is his nose so close to her?
Yeah,
I
so
just wanted
he's
him
an
to
evil
back off.
character. We got crazy.
He's making you feel sorry for Wormy.
Okay. Listen, best work by Jack Farthing. I can't say
He
enough.
doesn't even have to say a line.
I know, it's all in his face
amazing.
and his suffering, and oh my God,
Yeah.
the things that we never thought that we'd feel bad for Wormleggin.
And suddenly Uncle Carrie's like, oh, nothing to see here. It's really a change for a lot of characters this season.
It is.
And we've seen a lot of discussion online. Some people are really excited. Some people are not happy. But, with something like this, too, I think when we don't have the book as reference, I know even when I do have a book as reference, I'll watch something once and well, that's not how it goes. Then I'll watch it again and I'll actually really enjoy it more. And I think maybe, because I know some people are falling away a little bit, bring them back into the fold and have them watch things again, because just take it for what it is, because this is sort of a transition story.
It's fan fiction, as I like to say. It's exciting because they're filling in the gaps for us.
And we had no idea what's coming.
Exactly. So, I mean, interestingly, when you adapt a book for a television series, you can either choose to follow it by the letter because you've got fans expecting, to see their favorite book lived out on television, or you take a little bit of dramatic license. And I usually err on the side of take a little dramatic license because you actually have to appeal to an audience that goes wider than the book readers. But what I like about this is it's filling in, a what if, what happened during those years
and they're
that we
doing
don't
some foreshadowing of things that happen later in the book when Little Clowns is staring into the gates of Trent's with.
We want to say thank you for everyone that's been watching our show, because we love your comments, have been absolutely fantastic.
They keep us going. To
They
be
really
honest,
do.
they really do.
So yeah, when she says keep us going by watching, we get pennies by every view. But if you could just let PoldarkDish run and you could just walk your kids down to school, go to a salon, and just let us run.
And introduce your non-PoldarkDish watching friends to it, because
Bring people to the party.
the more people we can have at this party, the better time we have.
All right, so what do we want to see happen this season? We want to see Drake and Morwenna finally get it on, right? Get it together, kids.
You want them to be happy is the thing.
I know.
You just want them to be happy.
You know what was interesting for me is when she sees Lady Whitworth, bad habit. When she sees her at the party, she approaches her because she wants to know how her son is doing. I don't know why I thought, oh my God, of course, she had her son taken away from her.
Yeah.
And how easy it is to forget because you only see this character in this situation. So of course she's suffering, not only because of what she went through with her horrific husband, but because her son was taken away from her.
And she lost a baby in between there.
Yeah,
so
oh
she's
my God.
been through it.
She has been. But didn't she look beautiful?
Oh God,
Elyse
she's
Chappelle
gorgeous.
just looked beautiful
and
in
didn't
this
I
episode.
say I wanted to see more party dresses last week? And what do we get this week? Party
Beautiful
dresses.
Regency ball.
yeah.
Now this is where you needed the Cornwall Cougars to appear in our Regency finery.
Well, yeah, we'll have to
eating
do a little
Turkish
bit.
delight. I saw what you were serving the actors. Once again, we want to thank all our friends over at Mammoth Screen, including the lovely Damian Timmer and Debbie Horsfield and Karen Thrussell. All of you have been fantastic
Everybody
in
on
supporting our
Poldark.
show. So thank you so much. And thank you to all the fans, not only for watching every week, but for commenting and engaging and engaging with each other on what you think of the show and the storyline and everything. So keep it going, keep watching us. And I think that's all we have for you this week. So thank you all once again for watching. I'm Marlise.
And I'm Elyse.
And we're the
Poldark
Poldark Dish.
Dish.
Rawr!